Welcome. Welcome back, everyone. It's nice to see everyone's faces. I have to say, September was a blur. I can't believe we're already here in October. And it certainly feels like we've had a much more normal year than we have in a really long time. So um, that feels great. It's good to see the kids getting to do all the things that they love and a lot of the things that they also don't love, like school, school work at least. But it's been great. So with that, I will hand it over to Roy, Dr. Montesano, for an update from the superintendent's office.
Great. Thank you, Emily. Hi, everybody. It's nice to see you all. Just a very, very quick update, but echoing what Emily mentioned, it's hard to believe that it seems like we just started and we're already mid-quarter for the first quarter, which is amazing in itself, right? But it's been a good opening, and we were so pleased that the back to school nights were in person. I think it was really nice to have parents back in the building again. They've appreciated being back here. I think it just kind of made everything feel more normal and back to the way it should be again. And it was really nice seeing everybody in our building walking around. And that really comes on the heels of the Centennial, which is a great event, a great community event where we had a lot of tours and a lot of things going on for homecoming. The Centennial Committee just did a great job organizing everything, so we're really pleased about that as well. A lot to be proud of in Bronxville. Just in terms of just a very quick update, I'm not sure if our Board of Ed rep is in tonight, but the board is continuing with superintendent search. As you know, they appointed Rachel Kelly as the interim to begin January 1st, and they're currently going through the process of collecting resumes through the search firm. They do have a timeline to begin screening them a bit, and then they have a schedule for interviews, I believe, starting in November. So it's progressing along, and I feel pretty good that they'll find a quality permanent replacement come next school year. So keep keep it on your radar as you hear more about the superintendent search. One of the board's goals this year is to communicate more with better information. So hopefully you'll hear more about that. Along the same lines, you may have seen the update from the board on Friday. We just held a board meeting last week, a week before last week, or it was 2 weeks ago, to start the long range planning process. We usually do this in the fall. We have 2 meetings. So we had our first meeting, and it's really an opportunity for us to sit with board members and discuss some creative dreams about where we're going. Mickey Kapoor, one of our board members, likes to question it by saying, how do we remain distinctive over the next 5-10 years? What do we need to do to stay on top of it so we don't lose our edge? So we've had some pretty good discussions around that. The next meeting for the long range planning meeting is on November 7th. It's going to start at 4:30. They are open to the public. You're welcome to come and join and listen to the conversation. But it's something that the board is working on along with the leadership team that will produce hopefully have some nice outcomes moving forward. You also may have heard it mentioned about the advisory committee. You may have heard a lot about that, maybe you didn't, but since last year, when we had the infamous February board meeting, we put together a committee, an advisory committee, to discuss issues related to DEI as they pertain to the Bronxville school. We met several times last year, and the goal of the committee basically is to try to come up with a broad-based statement of some kind, if necessary, to help guide the board and guide the staff as to what might be acceptable, what might not be acceptable for us in Bronxville when discussing these topics related to DEI. The committee is going to reconvene in a couple of weeks, and the goal really is to try to have something to present at the December board meeting for consideration. The committee has no formal authority. It's strictly an advisory type committee to discuss issues. We're trying to get a broad range of people with varying opinions on the topic, just to have some productive conversations to see how how we might proceed. So there's nothing coming out of that yet, but in the future, we will hopefully have something to present to the board, again, for consideration only. And that's really it. Unless there are questions, Emily, that's really my update for tonight.
I don't see any questions in the chat. So thank you so much, Roy. I
Sure.
appreciate your time.
Okay.
Next, we have a group of high school students who are going to give us an update about the freshman transition program that has been revamped this year. So I think, Mr. Mitchell, are you leading that charge?
Yes, I am. So I'll start sharing now, and I'll get us started, but we're really going to have Remy Mellinghoff and Tony Tao present to us tonight about our changes here. They're our experts. So just a little background. Yes, the freshman transition program this year has gone through a little bit of a transition, and we obviously think that change here is for the better. And so we'd like for Tony and Remy to go ahead and start us off with that. So I'll go to the next slide, and Tony and Remy, whenever you're ready, you can take it away here.
Okay, so hi, I'm Remy Mellinghoff. I'm a senior, and I've actually been here since kindergarten.
I'm Tony Tao Guerrero. I'm a junior, and I've also been here since kindergarten. And we're gonna basically talk about the freshman transition program, its updates and how it's changed over the past years and what we've been working on. So what is freshman transition? Essentially, freshman transition in short is a partnership program between upperclassmen leaders who work with subsets of freshmen to aid in the transition to high school. The program is used to create a tight-knit bond grade-wide with people who might not be able to who might not have relationships outside of these groups. This model, which we will introduce to you further, has been adapted this year to work to reflect our work with NRUSC, which is a consulting firm that we worked with for the past few years, who've been helping us implement a sort of design thinking approach to this program, in which all student voices can be heard and all perspectives can be embraced. And we want to really work with them and establish this program between the upperclassmen and freshmen, which is really embracive, really inclusive, and that just reflects all of our ideas and is accepting.
Okay, so how has the program changed? So the main thing that changed about this is, instead of like purely aiming to transition the freshmen, it's striving to build a greater sense of community across the high school. And so it's actually cutting across all the grades and interests. So before, you might have interactions with, like, for me, like the track team or like the orchestra. And that's when I would see like upperclassmen or people in different grades. And so by making the program include the other grades, it's, as Tony said before, more inclusive. And what's really important about this is that the changes are completely initiated by the students, both current and former. So some have already graduated who have contributed their ideas to the program. But so we have a student-led content team, which Tony and I are actually on. And as opposed to teachers, we are the ones who are coming up with the ideas. And of course, the teachers are supporting us, but it's kind of like flipped in that teachers are usually the ones who are coming up with the ideas. And so the whole idea of this is to create the greater sense of togetherness. And there's also going to be a greater leader selection process that's more rigorous, which Tony will talk about next.
Yeah, so what and why the change? So this change is really to continue to strengthen and build upon our already strong community here in Bronxville that the students share with one another. The students involved in the program are really interested in continuing to build and better our community even after they've graduated, and really the changes are a reflection of that desire. As Remy previously stated, the process to become a freshman transition leader has become a lot more rigorous. Before, people were just plainly signing up, and there were a lot more transition leaders. However, now there is an application process where students have to fill out a questionnaire about what they think the main goals and objectives of the program are, how they can improve it, and why they think they would be a good aspect to the team. And now there are about 38 freshman transition leaders, 2/3 of which are seniors and 1/3 are juniors. And this selectiveness really ensures that, the people who are there want to be there. The people who want to contribute are there to contribute. And in working with NRUSC, we identified the need for our students to use their design thinking approaches, which we discussed earlier, to create a program that reflects everyone's values as well as the skills outlined by the Bronxville Promise.
Okay, so the activities are designed to form bonds between freshmen and their leaders, but like I said, they were created by the student content team. And so Tony and I actually serve as the liaisons between the content team and the freshman transition leaders, because we want to communicate our plans, which are developed by the content team and then actually executed by the transition leaders. And so some examples of things we have done and are doing. The first thing that we did was a trip to Boundless Adventure, which I had such a blast. It was really fun. You got to go in a high ropes course with the freshmen. Kind of a struggle, but everyone was, so it was really fun. Definitely a lot of bonding going on. And then this week or next week, we're going to go into the freshmen and talk to them about like time management and study skills, because they're kind of stressed about like the beginning first quarter grades of high school. And then something fun we're going to be doing for Halloween, like an end of October activity. We're going to have some Halloween themed competitions, which are going to be fun, like racing to wrap a liter in like toilet paper, just things that are like lighthearted and just for bonding. And then we also want to contribute to the school community, of course. And so we are planning a service day with the different school clubs. So we're going to go in during their health class and they get to decide on which club they want to participate in, like a service activity. So I'm the leader of Earth Club. And so we would offer like going to the Bronx River and doing a cleanup. And then also for Tassel, which is a club that works with teaching Cambodian students, we're going to like write letters to Cambodian students. So it's something that's like very manageable, like to do within the 40 minutes on the school campus. And it's really going to help create this greater sense of community within the school.
Yeah, the Boundless Adventures trip was really fun. I know it was definitely a bonding experience to see like freshmen behind you on a ropes course, just like kind of yelling at you to hurry up. It was
Yeah.
kind of humbling for me, but yeah, it was really fun. It was definitely emphasized the whole topic of camaraderie, which we wanted to highlight in this new program. And then for our future plans, so the plan is really to continue to evolve this program moving forward to further support our students in their transition to high school. Like Remy said, we'll be going into the classrooms of 9th graders to help with managing study skills in high school, help with that transition between 8th and 9th grade, and just be there as in our group's mediums to just talk about, stressors, not only in school, but in life, and just be there to facilitate this open discussion that in which everyone is included and everyone is welcome to speak. And also this idea that we were discussing last year, we are planning on implementing this house system in Bronxville, in which students across grades will be assigned to houses, each like titled a Bronxville street. Okay, wait, Midland, Pondfield. Mr. Mitchell, help me out with the others. It's
So
It hasn't been totally fleshed out yet, but this
yeah.
thought going forward. So
Yeah.
maybe
Meadow and Tanglewild. The idea was kind of
too many details.
Yeah, but overall this idea as Miss Meyer said was so we could build stronger bonds between all grade levels and ensure that people, like for example, who mainly focus in like the plays and musicals, those are types of extracurriculars, can also have an opportunity to work with and build better relationships with those who mainly might do sports. And it's just to promote these relationships not only grade wide but also between people in your grade. And this overall really highlights the camaraderie that this new and improved program wants to emphasize. And I think that is pretty much all we have for you all today. Thank you for listening. And Remy, do you want to add anything else?
Yeah, just let us know if you have any questions. We're happy to answer anything.
Yeah, we are.
Thank you so much, you guys, Tony and Remy. As a parent of a freshman, it's really nice to have you guys helping to guide these guys through the process, because especially this year after 2 years of COVID, it's really different. So thank you for all you're doing for the younger kids. Appreciate it. Okay, next we have I think 1 or 2 students who are going to give us an update about the inaugural AI program at the school.
Yep, we have Arna.
Hi, Arna. Thank you.
Hello. I just want to make sure. Can you see my screen? Or?
No.
Not yet.
You have the
no,
ability.
Zoom. Can you
Yep,
see
there
it
we
now?
go. Yep.
Great. And everyone can hear me okay?
Yes, Arna.
Great. Hi, I'm Arna Palyadov, and I'm a senior at Bronxville High School. And this year, I've been participating in the first cohort of the Inspired AI course. And personally, the reason why I'm taking this is because I'm really interested in the computer science and the programming fields. And I've taken the AP Computer Science Principles in A courses as well as an independent study. So I thought this would be a great way to expand my knowledge in this more specialized field. So to get into what is it to an extent, the class is a full year course, and it's labeled as an independent study, but there's about 20 of us, and we all Zoom into a meeting with our instructor, who's actually from Stanford. She has a PhD from Stanford, and she's in California, so I find it kind of funny. Though we Zoom in at lunch, it's like 8 a.m. for her. So we meet about 45 minutes each week at the Learning Commons, and this is a really great setup because since we're all in the same room, it gives us the opportunity to collaborate on different coding exercises and help one another out when we meet a little roadblock. And we've found that the Zoom platform is actually really good for debugging and just working through problems, because it's great to share our screen and we can help each other resolve it. So what we do is, so far, our instructor will mainly either present slides that explain conceptually how artificial intelligence works, its many applications, or maybe some social justice issues around it, because those are huge. And the Zoom chat actually encourages a lot of participation there as well, because everyone who may be maybe more shy about speaking up can put their ideas in the chat. What we'll also do is, after she explains a concept, we'll attempt an exercise for it using this online, entirely web-based Google coding platform called Colab, and which is really great since it's accessible despite computer type, and it has very minimal issues with running. So the broader program is, it's Inspired AI is its program taught by Stanford and MIT grads for mainly high school and middle school students. And this school partnership is one of the great ways they do so. And I really think this will spark people's interest in AI, because I did some more reading personally, and they have various other one-on-one programs that you can do within Spirit AI in the future that I think is a great way for students to get this introductory knowledge of AI and then go out there and apply it. And what's a really great part of this program is the focus on the applications as opposed to the theory, because that brings it to life for students and really shows us that no matter what field you're interested in, there is an application to AI for it. And that's kind of touching on why is this important. So I don't know if I can really get into this before saying what is AI. And in a very broad sense, it's our attempts to make machines intelligent, which is a very vague word. So I think it makes more sense to explain with some examples. So we have nowhere near enough time to go over all of them because AI is crazy. It can do like everything. But there are so many applications of it in every field. For example, we use natural language processing in the bottom right corner here. Every time you ask Siri for the weather, but you could also do everything from healthcare to finance with this. So you can, for example, if you are interested in the finance field, you can create an AI algorithm to perform sentiment analysis on tweets about, let's say, a certain stock, and that can tell you whether we predict it'll rise or fall in price. Or maybe the computer can scour all the Google pages in the internet and find all the information about a given disease and summarize it for patients. So this really shows the massive applications of AI and how it applies to every student. So this is a quote that I've noticed, I found online and was really powerful to me. So this is from a computer science professor at Stanford University. It says, as a technologist, I see how AI and the fourth industrial revolution will impact every aspect of people's lives. So this really made it clear to me, the fact that AI will revolutionize every field it is. So it's hugely important for students to learn this. It really shows how the school is teaching students not only for the present, but also for the future, because we're anticipating a world in which AI might be as common as the internet. And as I mentioned before, every student, whether you're interested in the social studies, STEM, maybe sports, the arts, you can apply AI to your field of interest. And these are just some examples. Thank you so much. If you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to.
I just wanted to thank the foundation because they are supporting the program, the grant, and to answer the question in the chat. This is primarily for juniors and seniors, just because we filled up all the slots with juniors and seniors. We had slots for 25 students to participate. And then more generally, Arna did an unbelievable job explaining the importance of AI. But the idea of this program is to sort of get our feet wet here and then maybe think about how this can be infused into other courses. I think the challenge is that it's difficult to find faculty who have a background in this at the high school level. And the nice part about this partnership within Spirit AI is, like Arna said, we're working with graduate students who just specialized in this. So, we're trying to think of new ways to use it and also help inform faculty about it so that they can infuse it into the curriculum. So we have two teachers, Ben Cornish and Kevin Geidel, who are overseeing the program so that they may get more exposure to it and be able to help us think about next steps.
Thank you so much, Arna. That was way beyond my level of things that I understand. So clearly you guys are learning a lot. If there are no more questions for Arna, I'm going to say thank you so much to all the students that jumped onto this Zoom. you're welcome to stay, but I'm sure you don't want to, and you've got more important things to do than to listen to us. And I am going to ask Katrina Nate to give a quick update from the Bronxville School Foundation.
Yeah, thanks, Emily. Hi, everyone. Those are going to be tough acts to follow, but I'll try my best. Just a quick foundation update from me. As many of you know, through a grants program, the foundation significantly enhances the educational experience for all students at the Bronxville School. Foundation raises money each year from school families, alumni, and the community at large to fund initiatives beyond the school's budget. The foundation's 30-member board, comprised almost entirely of parent volunteers, works with administrators, teachers, parents, and students to identify innovative ideas that will have the greatest impact on the most students. The foundation's grants program funds an array of initiatives in the arts, athletics, and all academic disciplines across Bronxville's elementary, middle, and high schools. Since 1991, the foundation has funded more than $12 million in grants. Foundation grants support every aspect of life at the Bronxville School, including cutting-edge co-curricular programs and resources, faculty growth and development, and student health and wellness. As a gift for the school's 100th anniversary, the foundation and the PTA recently partnered to fund the build-out of 2 dedicated outdoor classroom spaces, given the appeal for outside instruction after the pandemic began. Once the state approval and bidding process is complete, construction is expected to begin on the outdoor spaces. The foundation will be kicking off its community drive in late October, so please look out for our mailing. Our goal is to achieve 100% participation from school families, so we'd really appreciate everyone's support. Please visit the foundation website at bronxvilleschoolfoundation.org to learn more about what the foundation is doing to support our children. And in addition, follow us on social media at Bronxville School Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Katrina. Okay, we're going to go on to the counseling department and Aaron Kind.
Thank you, Emily. Hi, good evening, everybody. I echo Katrina's comments about it being a tough act to follow, but just a few updates. Roy mentioned this week is the midpoint of the first quarter. So internally, the teachers are updating their grades book. So please, Friday is kind of their sort of deadline, if you will, to have that updated. So I will send out a message just to remind everybody, but as of Friday, grades should be as up to date as possible. So please check Infinite Campus. Simultaneously this week, and I've been getting a lot of emails after 4 o'clock today, tomorrow we are administering the PSAT. So that exam is being given technically by the College Board. And it's only happening once. It happens once a year in October. It's for 10th and 11th graders. For 10th graders, it's really truly practice to get some exposure to what the SAT will look like. For 11th graders, it is also practice for exposure for the SAT and also qualifies them for the National Merit Scholarship Program. So if you missed all of this, and you want your child to take a practice SAT, you can still do that. I will send Emily the flyer, but the junior class is sponsoring a mock SAT and ACT. The dates are the 23rd of October and the 6th of November. And also just, Emily, I'll pass it along to you to maybe like include with this recording. So you can follow the instructions on the flyer to sign up for that if you miss tomorrow's test. Maybe somewhat second to last, in November on the 3rd is our junior post-high school planning event. So as we speak, the counselors are all busy with the seniors and helping them get ready to apply to college early. And then generally speaking, that deadline is November 1st. And then on November 3rd, we meet with the juniors to start talking to them about college. It's a quick turnaround. And, just to also plug the foundation, I too want to thank them. They helped us purchase a subscription to college software. It's called College Kickstart. So the seniors have access to that as we speak. And in the spring, we will get the juniors access to that after they've had their meetings with their counselor and had some time to preview the software with the junior class. And the idea there is that the software helps students balance their college list so it doesn't have too many too difficult schools to get into. And it has a lot of other sort of unique quirks about it that can really, we feel like is really helping students even thus far in the process to sort of refine their list, understand what the requirements are. And it's been really helpful thus far. So thank you to the foundation. I think with that, that's all from me. Again, it's great to see everybody. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Aaron. So I hope that everybody got that mock SAT, ACT flyer already, but we have it and we can blast it out again. Aaron sent it to the kids and I sent it out to the parents. So hopefully everyone who needs it has it. And that registration window closes pretty soon. So if you are interested in taking it, definitely read the flyer, click the link, and register your child as soon as you can. I just wanted to quickly go over the high school slate for this year. We have a bunch of wonderful volunteers that I just want to introduce everyone to quickly. So if you are on the council, just turn on your camera and wave quickly. So my vice chair is Sarah Kinney, and I think she's on her, oh, there she is. She's on her cell phone. Thank you, Sarah. My treasurer is Carla Hudelick. And my secretary is Jenny Jacobs, and I know she's having screen issues. And then my 12th grade chairs are Sarah Clifford, Michelle McBride, Megan McSherry, and Jane Scotty. My 11th grade chairs are Jen Heathwood, Cece Harity, and Tracy Murray. My 10th grade chairs are Nadine Brandis and Rekka Wagner. And my 9th grade chairs are Courtney Crystal and Lansing Martinelli. And then there are so many other fabulous people on this committee. Some of them sit on PTA level committees, and then they are liaisons to the high school. So those are the Be Well ladies, who are Jen Homeyer, Jen Redmond, and Annabella Davis this year. The Bold ladies are Leah Gravier and Neve Hartnett Merluccio. I hope I said that. I've been practicing, Neve. And let's see, who am I leaving off? My arts liaison, Justine McInerney. And I think that covered most everybody. And if I forgot somebody, I'm super sorry. Thank you for all your volunteer hours and your hard work. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Anne. I know she has an athletics update as well.
Hi, everybody. It's great to see everyone tonight. Welcome back to the school year. It's already October, which is crazy. We've done back to school night, homecoming, and a bunch of other stuff at the midpoint of the quarter, like Aaron said. It's been a great year so far. I will say that faculty are mentioning that students are definitely noticeably more ready to go, with study skills and organization. Last year we were coming out of COVID, and we ended up working a lot on that with students. And this year faculty are reporting that sort of things feel like they're getting back to normal. But as Remy and Tony mentioned, it's a big transition for our 9th graders. So that freshman transition program exists to help them. And we are hearing that from the 9th graders. And that's why the freshman transition leaders are going to be pushing into the health class in the next week or two to check in. Next council meeting, I'll go over a little bit more about the new Health 9 course, just so you get a better sense of the structure and some of the curriculum. Maybe I'll have the health teachers join us to do that. And I am also here because Joe Haven is at the sectional tennis match right now, which is live streaming, and I'm looking at it every once in a while, and Joe's giving me an update. Victoria McEnroe is currently tied 1-1 as far as matches. So they're in their 3rd match, and most recently Joe told me she was losing 5-2, but it's still going. So I feel like she's won a couple of games since he texted me, and I literally just texted him what's happening, and I haven't heard back. So fingers crossed. Victoria will make it to the States because she made it to the finals today, but we're still waiting to see if she wins, which would be super exciting. He wanted everyone to know that October 15th, which is Saturday, Family ID will open for registration for winter sports. So if your child or children are planning to play a winter sport, please make sure you register on Family ID. And then on November 9th, we will be hosting a signing for our D1 and D2 athletes, seniors who are signing to play in college. So if you haven't done so already, if you have a child who is a senior committing to D1 or D2, reach out to Joe so that we can include them. It is possible that students may sign with D1 or D2 after that date. We do another signing in the spring, and we include anyone who hasn't decided by that date, November 9th, and then anyone doing D3, because we want to make sure we recognize all the students who have worked so hard. It's a huge achievement. And as of last year, we kind of updated the process and faculty read and introduced each student. It was really meaningful. So we're going to be continuing with that. I believe that's it, but I'm happy to answer questions. I can try to answer questions about athletics and happy to answer anything else that questions people might have. Okay. Feel free to email me if anything comes up.
Okay. And if there's no other business that you have to report, then I think we are done and we can adjourn. And that might go down as a record. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm looking at Justine McInerney. I'm so sorry. I know you had an update. Go ahead.
I'll just be really quick. I'll read it so I don't take up much time. But so the Bronxville Arts Council is busy planning their exciting events for this upcoming year, and I'm delighted to represent the PTR Council as the chair for the high school of the liaison. Last year, you may remember, we were able to host the first ever Bronxville Arts Festival, so we plan to do that again, and we have many more exciting events coming up. But for this month, I'll just read these slowly in case anyone wants to jot these down. The high school play, The Play That Goes Wrong is the title, and it runs from November 3rd to November 5th at 7 p.m. All area performances takes place on November 5th, and this includes the string orchestra, the band, and the chorus. All area performances is a regional ensemble with students that were chosen based on their NYSSMA scores. And there's actually several students from Bronxville being represented, so we send out a huge congratulations to them. The middle school and high school band solo recital is November 15th at 7 p.m. The middle school and high school orchestra solo recital is November 17th at 7 p.m. The middle school and high school chorus solo recital is November 21st, at 7 p.m. So we invite you to come out and watch these amazing students perform. And we're looking forward to a great year. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Justine. And also, I have a couple other meetings that I just wanted to mention. The Bold Council is hosting a meeting on October 27th to introduce the faculty to the community, the Bold community. And then DEI had a really, really fun, successful program last Friday night called Let's Dance. That came on the tails of another Rosh Hashanah inspired event a few weeks ago. And they are having a meeting on October 20th at 6. Just to it's a social just to meet the DEI committee. And I think that's it from my perspective. And I think that's all the committee reports as well. So thank you guys. Thanks so much for your time tonight and for listening. And it's going to be a great normal year, I hope. All signs are pointing to that. So thank you as always to our faculty and administration as well.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.